They have even failed to establish a prima facie case against him. That is the major reason. So they must release him unconditionally, because we are peace-loving people. We came here peacefully. We deliver our message peacefully, and we do not intend to cause havoc or cause any violence. But if we are pushed to the wall, we don't know what some of our radical members might do. So it is incumbent on the Nigerian government and the security agencies to, without further delay, release Bello Bodejo unconditionally.
While Tinubu is busy campaigning as if elections are not over, Miyetti Allah, the association that all herdsmen belong to, are threatening him to release their president, Bello Bodejo. We'll come back to why Bello was arrested in a moment. Tinubu was in Niger State to commission tractors procured by Niger State Governor Umar Bago. Tinubu made a statement that sounded more like what a candidate would say while canvassing for votes. He said that he can solve the farmers' herders' crisis within a few days if governors provide land immediately. So is he trying to blame the governors for the crisis and insecurity? Is it another blame game he's using to cover his incompetence? Is he trying to say that clashes cannot stop until governors give them land for free? So anyone or group can just wake up and start terrorizing people just because they weren't given free land? And the government is supposed to appease them, notwithstanding all the killings and atrocities they've committed? Wouldn't that encourage more groups to do the same thing? Too many questions. This is simply illogical. Anyway, what we have in Nigeria right now has gone beyond farmers' herders' crisis. There are many instances where farms or cows were not even involved. It's full-blown terrorism. Herders who are seeking grass for their livestock don't move around with automatic rifles. If it is grass they are looking for, they wouldn't need to displace entire communities, burn down their homes, and even go to the extent of renaming and occupying their communities. It is time the government calls it what it is. This is terrorism backed by powerful people with huge ambitions. They are literally committing genocide. So Tinubu should do his job of securing the country. No one should kill any Nigerian in the name of looking for grass to graze livestock. They should stop treating this matter with kid gloves. It has gone out of hand, and why do they always ask for land? Buhari did the same thing with his RUGA project. People resisted it and he was forced to abandon it. Now, Tinubu is doing the same thing, demanding for land from governors, hoping that somehow it will work, something that didn't work during Buhari's time. Herdsmen are running a business. Why can't they purchase land like every other business? Most grown cows cost up to 500,000 naira or more. If they sell a few cows, that would be enough money to purchase farmland where they can set up their ranches and start grazing their livestock. It's very simple. This is 2024, not 19th century. Besides, he doesn't believe there's a farmer herder crisis, going by this interview in 2019.
I don't want to be political. I will ask you, where are the cows?
Whether he was questioning the people that killed Fasuranti's daughter, the most important thing here is that a crime was committed. That's why it's very important to deal with insecurity very quickly. They shouldn't allow it to linger. If he's serious about dealing with it, he should start by imposing a nationwide ban on livestock herding. All livestock must be moved by trucks. This is what a responsible government should do because of the massive employment that will be created if ranches are established. Many industries will spring up. Established ones will even stop importation of dairy. They will add value to the byproducts that will come out from the ranches if they are established. Cow dung alone is biogas, not to talk of cow milk that will feed many dairy industries. The opportunities are endless. The ones that are terrorists, that the government likes to call bandits, whatever they choose to call them, is still a serious security challenge. They should deal with them with utmost urgency. Economic activity cannot thrive in an atmosphere of insecurity. In the meantime, they should promote other types of meat. If chicken and fish are affordable, many people wouldn't care about beef. Many poultry farms have closed down in the past few months because of the high cost of chicken feed and maize. After buying expensive chicken feed, no poultry farm will be profitable. We already know why maize has become expensive. It is because of the food inflation crisis in Nigeria. It has affected other grains, not just maize alone. So the solution is to reduce production costs and, of course, produce more. It will definitely drive down the price of food despite the devaluation of the naira. Some farmers are forced to pay fees to terrorists before they can plant or harvest. Are these ones headers too? They even control Nigerian territory. After sacking all security agencies in the community, they take over and start collecting taxes. They are competing with the government, taking revenue that should go to the government, but guess what? The government is not interested. Chinese trawlers fish in our waters, but Nigerians are importing fish, so they should get their priorities right. The government should deal with insecurity so that farmers can freely go back to their farms. Let herdsmen set up ranches like their colleagues in other countries. It works everywhere. Why shouldn't it work in Nigeria? Now to why Bello Bodejo, the president of Miyetti Allah, was arrested. SSS operatives in the company of some soldiers arrested him in January in Nasarawa State. They accused him of creating a vigilante group in Nasarawa State. And like most security agencies in Nigeria, they arrest people without any intention of charging them to court, which might seem like they just want to silence the person. In some cases, they claim to have gotten a court order to detain the person, but they keep the person in detention without charging him to court, which is a violation of the person's human rights. So after Bodejo waited a few weeks to be released or charged to court, he sued the SSSS to court. And nearly a month after he was arrested on 23rd January, the court ordered the federal government to file charges against him within 7 days. This court order was issued on 22nd February. The federal government told the court that Bodejo is being detained for national security, and they didn't even bother to bring him to court. So the court set March 22nd to make a decision on the bail application. Let's see if they will obey the court order if the court grants him bail. This is why Miyetti Allah members protested in court, calling for his release, and they even threatened that if he's not released, they cannot control what their radical members will do to bring down the government. That's a direct threat to Tinubu and an acceptance that they have radical members. These are the issues security agencies should be preoccupied with. These guys had a field day during Buhari's administration, making all sorts of threats. The SSSS and other agencies never saw them as a threat to national security at the time. They've made very provocative statements like saying that all lands in Nigeria belong to Fulani, that no power will remove them from Ondo forests. This was after the former governor of Ondo State gave them an ultimatum to vacate the forests. He had the audacity to challenge the governor. Someone that moves with police protection. Look at this plate in his motorcade, just like a monarch. If they can afford this lifestyle, they can definitely afford to buy land to set up a ranch. Tinubu's son even visited him a few months ago. So what changed? Is it the vigilante he formed that made the SSSS to wake up to their responsibilities? And now they want to detain him indefinitely. Charge him to court immediately without delay. These people in power, they always make simple things complicated. We are not in a dictatorship. They can't just detain someone because he's a national security threat. There's no crime called national security threat. They should name the crime the person committed, even if it's terrorism. No need for indefinite detention. Charge the person to court. Very simple. If the person broke any law, simply charge him to court and convince the court to deny him bail and remand him to prison pending prosecution. They can also convince the court to proscribe the association if they are causing problems. Security agencies cannot play the role of a court, arresting officer and executioner. If they arrest someone, the procedure says that they should bring that person to court and tell the court what the person did wrong. It is the job of the court to either agree with them or disagree. They can't be judge and jury. It might be the president of Miyetti Allah today, tomorrow it will be someone else. All they need to do is to tag the person a threat to national security and detain the person indefinitely. This is dictatorial lawlessness. They need to be dealing with issues in a swift manner. Even before arresting this guy, they should have come up with a charge based on the law he broke. Immediately he's under their custody, they will charge him to court not later than the next day. That's how it is done. So no one will need to be protesting his long detention. Rather, they will be going to court and following the trial. Also, the court case must be swift because justice delayed is justice denied. Thanks for watching.